What are you waiting for?
Come join the Geek Drunk Nation. What's up, guys? Did you like that? I'm Scott McCall from Teen Wolf. I'm the race mint version. Yeah, I can't talk with these in, so they're gonna be coming out right now. At least one is. Don't you like it? It's all pointy. But I have some guests for the special All Hallows Eve stream. As usual, the Dubs. The Dubs is here.
Hey,
How
everyone.
you doing?
Doing pretty good.
Next, the Andy, the ruler of the Flash podcast.
Thank you so much.
And next, we have a cat person.
Hello.
This is what Flash Freak looks like, guys. We've never seen him in person. So
Well, if you watch my shorts, you would, because my face is in my shorts.
I don't want to watch your shorts. All right?
Do you want to see my costume though?
I'm over 18, Lance. It's legal.
Oh Jesus!
Wow!
Oh,
wow!
Wow! That was
Okay.
This is
Okay,
a
all right.
stream.
If I was monetized, I think I'd be demonetized.
Well, my name is no longer Andy B of the Flash Podcast or Screen Rant. My name is Clark Kent of Smallville.
That works. Are you the red blue blur?
I am the red blue bird.
Or the good
Whoa,
Samaritan.
whoa. Spoilers.
Good Samaritan?
Oh, he becomes a superhero. Wow! Like what a spoiler! Clark Kent becomes a superhero.
High school student.
I'm 14 years old. I'm going to PE after this, and then I'm going to detention because I've been a bad Clark. I'm on the red K, but yeah, no, I have a couple Clark Kent jackets. I haven't worn this actually since high school. Actually, it's been about 10 years. But I'm like, you know what? Lance is doing a Halloween party stream. I gotta
I
represent.
changed
him
my
a little.
intro for this. I mean, my profile picture. It's now red.
You have a red costume.
Yeah,
your profile has a red costume.
I was going to go as Deadpool. That would.
Why didn't you go as Deadpool? What are you upset?
I'm poor.
Oh, well, I mean, it won't always be like that.
I was tight on money because I was paying my mom back. So that's all done. Next year, I'm going to be Deadpool.
I'm glad you added more to that because I can't put my headphone in with this ear prosthetic on, so it's like hanging out slightly. So all I heard him say was next year I'm going to be dead. But then I'm like, oh, he said Deadpool. I'm like, oh my. I think I could get demonetized for that as well.
That was dark.
Yeah, it scared me a little bit. But, guys, we're waiting on DJ Eric. He will be here. But it is a sad day at DC and the CW, as Ragu has stated. It is a sad day. Until today, Stargirl, Superman and Lois, and The Flash were the last remaining DC themed shows. Well, I guess I can't say that. Gotham Knights as well.
It hasn't premiered yet.
Your favorite show?
No,
I would like to point out that the Flash is ending. So can we just say Superman and Lois is the only one? That's plus Gotham Knights. So technically, we're down to one.
I mean, Flash hasn't ended yet, so
I am prepared.
Well,
you're always prepared.
I'm not prepared. So, you said Flash, Superman, Lois, and Stargirl were the only DC shows left.
Yeah, we were preparing. We were preparing for the news to drop. Is it bad that when Andy made his little post, I was hoping it was gonna be about, Gotham Knights?
I
But
don't know what you're talking about. Like,
but alas,
if you mean
It was Andy's doppelganger. It wasn't him.
oh yeah, I forgot.
It was their 69, Andy. I think that's what I heard.
Oh yeah, he's it's a lot. Shout out to Deadpool. Gotham Knights equals Riverdale. Yeah.
and then I was just saying that anything is possible.
Well, we found out today that sadly, sadly, Stargirl will be coming to an end at the end of this season. Um, I wish they would have told us this before the season started. No matter what, I honestly feel as if nobody's hip on Gotham Knights Amethyst. You're not, yeah, nope. Nobody wants to be hip on that.
Nope.
But I honestly feel as if, I mean, people are gonna start just falling off the show now. It's only 5 episodes left. They gave it the Naomi treatment.
Naomi got canceled the day after the season finale aired.
Yeah, this one.
No, I thought it was the day before the season. No, it was before the season.
Because we were all like, everyone was kind of just hoping and crossing their fingers.
Oh yeah, I hadn't finished it yet. Okay, yeah, you're right. I hadn't finished it yet.
This one feels like what's that Taylor Swift guy? I forget where they cancel it during the 6th episode. Not technically the same, but still.
Citizen Tim Scott. We tried. A lot of people tried, but they kept going with it.
They're trying to get that season 1 money.
I mean, I really want to point out just something though that I think we should all give the pilot a try at least. Who knows? 'Cause maybe for all we know, it might actually because CW trailers most of the time are not really that well edited. So the pilot might be actually solid. I mean, I like the Batwoman pilot better than the trailer that came out first because they just don't know how to edit that well, I guess.
I really like to point out that Batwoman's trailer had scenes that were not in the actual episode.
But that happens. That happens. It's very normal though.
Which
what was funny though is so I started watching The Flash not till season 2, but I went back and watched the extended trailer that came out, and that trailer was really good. That trailer was basically the whole episode. Honestly, it's basically like retold the whole episode. You could skip episode 1 after watching that trailer.
Justin, that's what we're hoping for.
Yeah,
but I mean, at
I
this
don't have
point,
high hopes.
At this point, I don't have high hopes either. It's sad that we have to think this way now, but with Nexstar taking over, this was our biggest fear when we first heard about this. Literally right after New Year. Was it before New Year's or after New Year's we heard about the CW getting sold?
It was January 2022 because I remember I woke up from a nap from it and I'm like, are they punking us? But it was it was the Wall Street Journal reporting. So I'm like, well, it's true then.
Yeah, this was our biggest fear. I mean, originally it was thought that this was going to be good for the CW. Because it will be, getting them more promotion and more advertisement, which is what the Wall Street Journal was telling us. But then and by the way, Nexstar being a CW affiliate, I'm guilty of thinking that in telling people that could help our chances, but they would be going by ratings. I guess I was partially right, but at the same time, it doesn't seem like they care. They don't care about what fans want. I at least thought that Stargirl would at least get one more season. That's why I'm worried about Superman and Lois. And anybody that's saying send Stargirl to HBO Max, send Superman and Lois to HBO Max. WB still has a stake in the CW. If they couldn't keep it there, it's no way they're going to pay to put it on HBO Max.
And another thing is, what Candace brought up is Superman and Lois their set or whatever, the Smallville city has a 3-year lease on it. and this will be the 3 years coming up. So, and they may not want to pay to renew it.
Yeah.
So,
And I would like to point out that DC Universe started Stargirl. It got moved to CW, but DC Universe got canceled and became HBO Max.
Yeah.
So going back to HBO Max, they
Yeah.
won't do that.
I don't especially
Well,
because that was pre Zaslav WB. So I mean,
If it was
it's not looking good either way, because I feel as if Zaslav will look at it like, why am I buying something back that we sold to a company that's under us already?
if I can add this though, is that because I think a lot of people, I don't think a lot of people know about this. Like, so unlike, so when Stargirl got picked up for season 2, and that's when it became in the CW, like only airing on CW, um, HBO Max and CW made an agreement to co-finance that show. Like, unlike the rumors that were going about Super Lois in season 1, the Stargirl thing is actually true. Like, the streaming service is actually co-funding Stargirl, and that's why I think a lot of us in the industry thought like, oh, if anything, out of those two shows, Stargirl would be the easier one to bring back to bring over to HBO Max, because HBO Max already has a bigger stake in that show as opposed to Super and Lois, besides just being its streaming provider. So, ayo.
no Doctor
That's-
Strange.
no
He,
Doctor Strange.
I
He
ju-
still has
I-
his beard going on.
I literally just got home. I have my stuff here, but I'm not gonna have time to get in costume.
He's
but I have my
he's Doctor Strange in his civilian clothing.
yeah.
Can you
exactly.
do any of the hand signs? Like that. Ooh, I don't know.
That's actually cool. The glowing eye of
I
Agamotto.
tried to do learn the Naruto hand signs. I can't. They're way too hard.
Yeah, we made this. We made this
Oh,
here
wow.
at home, the whole thing. So
Oh,
it's-
cool.
Yeah, good cosplay you need to make. You can't buy, and even if you can, they're like hundreds of dollars to get really good ones.
Yeah, so we made this. The cape is here. We actually got this. One side of this here is a
Ooh.
blanket that we found in the material for the actual inside of the cape, and then we took the cape and stitched it onto the blanket. So
I like that.
Is it mink?
No. But I have a Halloween party I'm going to tonight, so I'm gonna have to
Ooh.
get redressed. But I literally was rushing to get home in time to get on the stream, and I just didn't have time to get in the costume. But the pictures are up on Twitter if you haven't seen it yet. So.
He changed how it reacts.
But,
Mine's red.
Why isn't everyone wearing their Red Death costumes I sent to you all? Canceled.
Red Blue Blur.
But I mean, it's been a lot of stuff this week. Lars asking about what about Henry Cavill quitting The Witcher. I know we went over that on the after party. It's a whole lot going on with that. People are saying it's because he's come back to be Superman. Others,
I
are
don't think
saying
that's
it's
it.
because
I
He
don't think that's the
wasn't
reason.
me either. Other people are saying he wasn't happy about the direction of the show. It wasn't as accurate as it could have been, and he's like a diehard fan. That's more believable. But I mean,
There's a lot
I
of
don't know.
reasons. I don't think
Yeah.
it's just. I don't think it's black and white as people may make it out to be. Because in these kind of deals, it's just that simple that he could just rage quit and be like, I'm done. But like, I think there's a lot of different things. I think there was, because there's different types of contracts that actors can sign. Some of them, like the deal doing CW, they will sign for 5, 6, 7 years. Some actors sign seasonal deals, and maybe with this third season, Henry felt that it was time. I think it was also he allegedly also had COVID. So, maybe he just, there's some working conditions he doesn't like working there. So I think there's a lot of different reasons for why he is. But I just love how Twitter, everyone on Twitter seems to know Henry Cavill like really, really well. Like they know exactly what's going on in his head and so on, because everyone is just doing their psychoanalysis of him right now. Which I'm like, can we just back off a little bit? It's not his fault that Black Adam came out, the week before that news dropped, so that he could promote it on Monday. So
Yeah.
Justin says I can see Superman and Lois being canceled due to Henry Cavill returning as Superman.
But that's not the reason.
Yes and no. Henry Cavill returning as Superman wouldn't affect season 3 or a potential season 4, because I don't see Henry Cavill, getting a film out until late 2024.
I wouldn't want to
2025.
film that quickly. Like, I don't want them to fast track a Superman
Yeah.
film. I want them to take their time with it. I don't mind waiting a couple years for a Superman film.
Oh,
Get it right.
Cannon
Like,
blast.
take your time.
Too soon.
Oh, CG. CG.
Thank you, Amethyst. It's very, very itchy.
Do you have fleas? Is that what it is? You have,
I
like,
think I
little
do.
fleas?
I think I do. And the teeth, I can't talk with them in, so I had to take them out. It's
Yeah.
I don't know how I can guarantee you the ADR departments that they hire for like these werewolf shows and movies where they can actually talk, they're getting paid good money because you have to go back in and redub everything.
Yeah.
Oh,
So I know I'm a few
Canada
minutes
grad.
late. Have we talked about Stargirl yet? Have we? gone into
We're
it?
we're in the midst of it. I was just saying like how much it sucked, and I mean, it's two people to blame on this stream for this happening. Eric, because he's been saying that since what I want to say like late September.
The
You know what I'm
writing was
saying?
on the wall. The
Yeah.
writing was
Yes,
on the
we'll
wall.
see,
like-
Eric. You have a similar power to Gary. So when Gary says things will get delayed, it gets delayed. Now when you say things will get canceled, they'll get canceled.
I'm more optimistic about Superman and Lois, but I wouldn't.
Yeah.
I wouldn't get my hopes up.
All I'm saying is when a person that shall not be named posted a photo the other day, I was sitting there with my fingers crossed, like, oh guys, he's just teasing because you know what happened with Nancy Drew. He's just teasing us because it's funny, or maybe he was letting us know that Gotham Knights was getting the axe before it came out. I mean, hey.
I mean, whoever.
How does he mute himself so quickly? Jesus.
He's not
And
talking.
all I'm saying is that these presumptions about this mystery person is just not. It's just you can't corroborate it whatsoever.
I want to point out that I totally knew that even though we knew a while back that they wrote season 3's finale as sort of a wrap up just in case they didn't come back, that they would peg this as like a cancellation. It's not mid filming. It's not in the. It's like a cancellation would be like what we saw with Batgirl and Batwoman and Legend of Tomorrow.
Thank you.
Not this. You could argue that this, like, because they.
I think it's a little of both. I say
this,
it's a
this
little
one
of
is a
both.
little of both. I think it's a little of both, but I think people are going to lean into the cancellation because it gets more clicks than just saying that it's.
I know.
Right, but in industry
But it
term,
did get
this would be considered a cancellation because it wasn't like that they had been picked up for season 4 and then they said, okay, this season 4 it's going to be the final season, because that's essentially that would have been like, okay, it's ending now, we're picking up for one more season and then we decide if you're ending it. But this is technically, I mean, and I don't think it's necessarily just for clicks. This is a cancellation.
Well, no, but I also think that this is one where I wouldn't argue if somebody used the word like if somebody wants to call it canceled, then I wouldn't say there's anything wrong with that. But
So 3 dubs L.
No, it's a
I-
half L.
I will say
L's,
I
maybe?
will say though, like with Arrow and Flash and stuff, saying canceled is completely like that's 100%.
Well, yeah.
Black Lightning definitely was canceled.
Yes.
Yeah,
the
I
cast
agree.
the cast having to fight on social media that the show got canceled. It's like, yeah, guys, that show was canceled because if the actors had to be shocked and see it on Twitter, then yes, it was canceled.
I will say.
Well,
it's-
according to Chris knew, because Chris walked up was like, "Look, I want out. I don't know what you got to do, but I'm gone. I don't care what you do next year, but I'm not gonna be here." He knew, everybody else did. That's why they don't want to.
So I also want to point out that HBO Max is not going to be a thing in like 7 months. So
No.
aren't they prioritizing?
people keep
like,
saying
Discovery
keep
stuff?
saying to get picked up by HBO Max, and I understand what they're saying. They want HBO to continue with these shows, and I get that. But HBO Max as a thing is going to be gone. It's not going to exist. We're going to have this hybrid, whatever Discovery and HBO end up becoming, and then we'll have HBO proper. That'll be it. Those will be.
I
the
would
only
say
two things.
revamped. I wouldn't say that it's not going to exist anymore. Just say it's going to be revamped into something else. You know, like because I don't think that is giving up on all original programming. I mean, I think it's definitely increasing it. I almost said something I wasn't supposed to, but I definitely think that there's definitely room on that streaming server, they're not just gonna have like a bunch of like Discovery productions and then maybe like just one, I guess, HBO/WB type of show. I think the reason people were also hoping and also believing that maybe Stargirl could, for example, go to HBO Max is because of already has its streaming distribution deals on HBO Max, and also like I think you came in right after I said this, HBO Max and CW were co-funding Stargirl, unlike Super Low that everyone thought that was the case. But Stargirl, like when they signed up for season 2, they signed an agreement that they would co-fund that like financial, which is why I think Star will maintain most of its VFX and so on.
I would say I somewhat agree with you, but I also want to point out that HBO Max has a lot of shows that kind of fit into what Discovery does. There's a lot of shows like the jewelry competition. There's a pottery competition show. There's a clothing competition show. All of those things.
Pottery competition.
Yeah, there's the Great Potter something or whatever.
Reality TV.
But a lot of that fits in, and I think shows like House of Dragon, White Lotus, these very expensive and return shows are kind of a safe bet. I think superhero TV, specifically shows like Pennyworth, where they had to rebrand it, I would be a little bit worried about those shows. I don't see how those fit into the bubble of what Discovery does. And I would like to think that Discovery would do something similar to like, okay, so I hate this comparison to Disney Plus, but I just want to use this as like a board of ideas here. When you go into Disney Plus, everything has its own category, like Star Wars, Marvel, all these different things have their own category. My hope, and this is where I hope Andy is right, is that whatever this service becomes with HBO Max and Discovery, that they do that. They have tabs where you can go in and watch like DC content, sort of like what HBO Max does, but even to a bigger scale, because we're talking about the combination of two companies that just don't really have a lot of the same stuff.
Yeah, are very different. They're as different as night and day, basically.
Yeah. So I'm
Sorry
hoping
for that
like
laugh. I was reading it. Ken Graff's statement.
Oh,
for
even knowing these things exist. But yeah, so and then there's some shows that are in trouble with like, okay, so HBO Max also has a lot of shows that are progressive for different reasons, like LGBTQI plus shows. One of the big ones is Legendary, which is a show I've talked about before, which is a Black trans community type series where it follows ballroom in the Black trans community and the gay community from all the way back in the 80s, which is a very important show for marginalized communities because it does bring a lot of attention to those types of that content in that world. And it's been heralded as being this big deal, and that show has not been renewed yet. So there's a lot of shows also that I feel like are important to certain communities that may not continue because of this. And that's unfortunate. And I think that's another thing we have to look at when it comes to this, with this merging of HBO Max and Discovery Plus.
Canada Graphs, why do you have to continue to rub it in, man?
Stop rubbing it.
You just got to
keep Graphs, I know you're sad. I know.
Well, I want to throw a question out to everyone here. Stargirl is arguably a very high quality show, right? Like you could say that the show is in they maximize their budget. They really use their budget in the smartest way possible for special effects, for acting, for cinematography, everything, visuals, all of it's maximized. If they can get rid of Stargirl, I don't think anything is 100% safe anymore, right? Are we is that where we are now? Like Titans and Superman, are these shows not safe now?
I think the streaming shows because streaming shows, they also have a larger reach because they get the advantage of being released globally when they're out, because now HBO Max exists in more countries, compared to a year ago, whatever. But the problem with the CW shows sometimes is that, like, let's take The Flash, for example. As far as I know it gets up on Netflix the day after a new episode is aired in America and on the Canadian Netflix. But as far as I know, in other countries, they don't have that deal. So I think that the streaming shows, especially critically acclaimed, the one, like, because I feel like Doom Patrol is the kind of show that they could swap cast and like move on to different types of Doom Patrols for seasons to come. Also because they like that Emmy push, they like the critical acclaim. So, but I think that when it comes to CW stuff, I think anything is fair game, if that makes sense.
So do we think that they are going to air like 3 episodes of Gotham Knights? You know what? I promise you, if Gotham Knights gets on the air and they say we're renewing it for a second season, I'm boycotting. because
Me
that's not
too.
fair. It's not fair. Now I'm gonna watch. I'm going to watch the first few episodes.
I watched the first 3. That's my rule. 3
But
episodes.
that's not fair. Like Stargirl was amazing. Eric Wallace, if you're watching, it's not too late to just randomly throw her in an episode of Flash next season. Say she's the Stargirl from Earth Prime. She's been there the whole time in Nebraska. The Flash has not been to Nebraska, so he wouldn't know that. Find the JSA on Earth Prime. Maybe she's been working with Jay Garrick. And
I actually think the biggest red flag for Superman and Lois is if we see any of the main cast pick up anything. If we see someone get picked up for like a Lifetime movie thing or something like that, that's a pretty big red flag.
I mean, the biggest red flag for Superman and Lois was Jordan Hillsats leaving and they having to replace him.
So isn't Tyler filming that Teen Wolf movie, or is that already done?
That's already done.
That's
okay.
done. That's in post production. He did that while filming season 2.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Except
That's
he didn't
why
have
there was so many breaks.
Yeah, but it also,
Three Devs is trying to get me to watch that. So
which one?
Teen Wolf.
Oh, I haven't watched it yet either.
It's great.
Oh.
Well, what were you gonna say, Eric?
I was gonna ask Andy if he's watched Teen Wolf or not.
Yeah, I love the show.
Tyler Hecklin's on it.
I walked behind Tyler Hecklin even at Comic Con. Like he's that's you. I was I'm like maybe I should try and stay PG as much as possible because I don't want to get Lance in trouble. I don't want to be your PG, Lance. I
Here,
want to
we got a question.
Robert is. I think that we could all answer this question. I don't think anybody other than Andy would have, and Andy couldn't say for anything that he knows. So,
wait, what question? Wait,
this question here: what options will they have for creating new content? Like, if you knew anything about new shows, you probably couldn't say anything anyway. Will
I mean, I don't. They haven't started yet. I mean,
right.
I mean,
but if they did and they hadn't announced it, you couldn't say anything though. You'd have to like bite your tongue, right?
No, I know there would be a sniper right there, being like, "Boy, you better shut up."
So
but they start tomorrow. Tomorrow they start their new job.
Okay. So I think, yes, James Gunn, when it comes to the streaming stuff on quote unquote HBO Max, I'm going to keep saying that because we don't know what that's going to be moving forward, whatever that is. I think he will have a very big hand in it because I think they want to do stuff like Peacemaker, like not in the tone of Peacemaker, but like these micro seasons is what they're calling them now, like these less than 10 episode seasons where they spend a lot of money on these shows. I've been reading several articles about it. It seems like between Disney Plus and now, Amazon and all these other services, that the higher quality shows in shorter seasons seem to be appealing more to viewers opposed to like 23 episodes. So I would assume that anything we see on like a streaming side is going to be like that. The one that kind of weirds me out a little bit, honestly, is the Daredevil series, because that's a lot of episodes and that's unusual. So I'm wondering how that's going to play out.
Well, he
Disney
is
Plus.
human, so it's not technically a lot of money to spend on his special effects.
I don't think that's what he was. I don't think that's what he means. Though. I think he's talking about like why is Daredevil out of all these Disney Plus shows getting 18 episodes because they're not doing Daredevil as a comedy. Like if it was 18 episodes with 30 minutes, then I guess that's one discussion. But I think because Eric's talking about the fact that it's going to be like a traditional hour-long drama for 8 episodes, that is unusual for
a streaming service.
Yeah, like not just for Disney Plus, but for streaming services. So
Laura, they cast Sophia Falcone.
My answer is because it's awesome.
But
I thought Andy said Daddy Zazzy is not what the name we're going to be calling.
But you all, I mean, if you all want to be, if you want to call him that word, that's fine by me. I ain't doing it though.
I think Kane Graff is. I think because Kane Graff is in love with them, but I'm not sure.
Ken DeGrasse. I thought they were only supposed to be half an hour as well.
I think they said they were going to run between 30 to 40 some minutes long. I think there was no confirmation on exactly how long they were going to be. Because let's be honest, no Disney Plus show has ever ran an exact, like these shows are always different times.
True.
So I would suspect we might see some as short as half an hour, but we're also going to see some that are longer than a half an hour too.
Yeah.
We'll say that with Disney Plus series, the short series, I'm not a fan of them, especially if they like do 6 episodes and then that's it. I'm like, okay, what's going to happen?
I don't think anything live action should be 30 minutes. I don't even think She-Hulk should have been 30 minutes or 20 some minutes, wherever it was. I just don't like that with things that are not strictly comedy.
Especially with that long.
See, animate works.
It does work with anime, yeah.
The long outro. I was trying to think of the name.
I think with animated stuff, half an hours are great. I think with live action, I want a little bit more. That's just me. Has anybody watched Barbarian yet?
No, I have not.
That.
Oh God.
But Chainsaw, you have a good point. But I'm not expecting to hear anything from that. Because I mean, Kevin Feige did make it his business to say at the Wakanda Forever premiere that he has to finish off the Guardians of the Galaxy stuff, and then he'll be free to do.
This is why I think Superman and Lois is still one that we might want to keep an eye on, because that's the one sort of remaining thing. Because again, like Andy was saying, Titans and Doom Patrol is a different situation, but I think Superman and Lois we should be a little bit concerned about it.
I think if anything, they'll get a season 4 and no season 5, but I wouldn't be surprised if they didn't get a season 4.
How much do you want to bet that people are going to be singing Flash season 9's praises now that this is like it can actually end? Like they're going to be, no matter what happens, they can have them running around calling all of Team Flash, calling Barry Dad, and everybody sing the praises.
I would not.
Ooh.
I would be making angry videos about that if they did.
Wait, what? I don't get
Would
it.
there be another car review?
Daddy Flash.
I think he's saying there's no stakes in the season because it's the last season.
It's no stakes in the season because it's the last season, and it's like the last bit of DC TV that we can hang on to. That's Arrowverse proper.
I will say this too, that I was sad about the Flash ending at first because it was my favorite show, but now I'm actually kind of happy because I'm glad, because if it went on any longer, they would have just canceled it.
Yeah, I'm glad.
I guarantee you they would have just.
I'm glad they can end on their own terms.
Yeah.
Andy was confused about the daddy reference, and that's for the Forces storyline.
Oh, you mean that? Well.
Daddy, mommy.
But I said we got like a little under 30 minutes. This isn't a long stream at all, guys. Let's jump. Disney Plus. Disney Plus has had a lot of news. In the past.
Good news,
surprisingly. Everybody was wondering what happened to YouTube. Will YouTube flag me if I say his actual name? Like,
wait,
everybody was wondering what happened to White Vision.
Why would they flag that?
You never know. They might say I'm being racist or something. I don't know.
Oh my god! Because racism against white people exist.
If they don't flag you over what I said in the beginning of the stream, I doubt they'll flag that.
It's already 30 minutes in. You're fine.
Oh God, Canada Graphs, please do not speak this.
He's jerking you off.
Do not speak this into existence.
See, I used to joke about that too, but the scary thing is, it might be true, so that's why I stopped joking about it.
He's doing that because I've told him multiple times that I'm like deep inside. I'm always like somewhat 10% worried always that they're gonna just pull Flash in the last minute, that they're gonna get to episode 8, and David Zaslav. Oh God, I almost said that. And that David Zaslav will say, "Go, no, you know what? I don't want Flash season 9 on there. I want my money back." So that's why Canada is messing.
If they did that, I would stop covering DC content. 100%.
Yeah.
Honestly, if they did that. 100%.
They already tried. They already did that with Batgirl. So I'm like, anything's possible, but I don't want to think it.
So White Vision, though, that sounds like it's going to be a good story. It's going to focus on him trying to get his memories back, or I guess he's got his memory back, but he's trying to like figure out what happened and what was going on with him.
Yeah, I'm really excited about that. I was so glad to see that, and it wasn't even like a regular press release. Like at first it came out Thursday that they were looking to. No, it came out Wednesday that they were looking to explore that, and it would be forming the writers' room this week. I'm like,
you know why though, right?
No, why?
because Armor Wars got turned into a movie, they needed another
Oh
show.
yeah, they needed
So
another
this is why
show.
this
Yeah.
got picked up. Yeah.
So I'm like, but it was a weird announcement. Like, oh yeah, we're working on Vision Quest, and we're gonna be putting the writers' room together soon.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
I'm
this
like,
was random because I think they
cool.
thought like we're gonna have like 2 months with no
Yeah.
content. We needed something, so this story is its own self-contained thing. They can do whatever they want with it. So
I got a question for DJ Eric. Do you know anything about White Vision? Is he from the comics?
yeah, so
Yeah.
there was a story from the West Coast Avengers, which I don't know if they're gonna even reference that in the show. I'd be surprised if they did, because between them and the Great Lakes Avengers, there's a lot of weird characters. But yeah, so he was kidnapped, his memories were wiped, and he didn't know when he came back, he didn't know anything about Scarlet Witch or their children or anything like that. And he was kind of I don't want to say a villain, but he was facing off against them. And Vision is actually like super powerful, especially against people that aren't like the top tier Marvel characters. And that was a story from the comics called Vision Quest. So if the show is based on that, then it should follow a similar path where they don't really know if he's a good guy or a bad guy. And I kind of hope that's what they do with it, because that would be really interesting. And he stays as that White Vision for a while in the comics. It's probably like several years, I think, where he stayed.
I was actually introduced with Vision during the Young Avengers movie. I didn't know about Vision until that movie.
I love that movie. That was so good. I haven't seen a good one.
I hope they leave Paul Bettany white.
He is white.
I actually like Vision as a like, solid white ghost looking character. I think he looks really cool. So
Finally, some white representation for the straight males.
Exactly. We don't have enough of it.
So like, I hope he stays that way. I'm pretty sure he's gonna go looking for Wanda at some point. But you have Vision Quest, you have Agatha House. Is it House of Harkness still?
I think it's Coven of Chaos now.
Coven of Chaos, and then in a surprising turn, Yaya.
I'm so annoyed by this casting.
Why?
Because of what he said about Aquaman and his work on that film. I hated that. I don't mind that they're casting him as somebody who's not white. I don't care about that. But I'm just annoyed because he called his work on Aquaman clown work. And I feel like that he's not committed to like superhero stuff. So I feel a little bit annoyed by that. So
it's weird because like it was rumored casting, and one of the people who covered it was Disgrace Randolph, who shall remain named that. So I didn't believe. Of course, I didn't believe it. I mean, I don't believe half the things she says. You see the Henry Cavill slander.
I like him. He's a great actor. I think he's going to do a really good job on it, and I'm good with that. I just was really annoyed by what he said about Aquaman. I felt that was really disrespectful to the other people that were doing the work, because we love these movies, and I people like, oh, don't take it too seriously. Clown work. He was just, and I get that, but if somebody were to say my line of work was clown work, I would be like really annoyed by it. So it kind of rubbed me the wrong way. But I think he'll do a great job, and I don't have an issue with it. I think he's going to be fantastic.
I'm glad you're here because this is the one Marvel character that I know nothing about, and I have I have two big Marvel encyclopedias sitting in front of me, and
you're gonna have to read up Wonder Man. Are you talking about Wonder Man?
Yeah, what are his powers?
So Wonder Man is kind of like a I don't want to say a Superman clone. He's got similar powers to like your typical like Icarus Superman type characters. Like he's just like strong and he can fly, or at least in some iterations he could fly. But the storyline I think they're gonna do from the comics with him is where he was an actor. And is that the correct storyline that they're talking about?
Yeah, the long that I've heard, and this is out there in the trade, so I'm not spilling anything. Disney, he's a stuntman in Hollywood that is also now becoming a superhero. So basically, they're pitching it as like a show through the Hollywood lens. Like it almost sounds a little bit like I didn't see all of that show, but like y'all remember Entourage? Like it almost seemed a little bit like an inside, like behind the superhero kind of thing, it wouldn't shock me if like it would be so funny if they did something like Parks and Rec, and first of all, like like there's like these cutaways to get to the camera where like, well, so I didn't really want to go to this party, but I did go to this party because I had to, and then like things like that. But like, yeah, it's definitely like I think they're trying to do, again. I think that what I think they're starting to hear people's complaint about, like a lot of MCU stuff feels the same. So
This should be
but
very different from what we've seen in the MCU.
You know,
Still,
Yeah.
he sounds. I gotta read up on Wonder Man. Like,
he's
I always
also
said I
something that's
would,
also
but-
interesting, Lance, is that the original version, I can't remember the name of the serum, but he was created by Baron Zemo, I believe. So I don't know if they're going to go that route with it or not, but that's like, I believe that was the original origin, was that he was given like superhuman, like strength, speed, reflexes, all of that by some sort of treatments from Baron Zemo, if I remember correctly. So I don't know if they're going to make that part of his story or not. But I would, you know what I would love is that if the Thunderbolts, the ones that we got announced as like the Thunderbolts team or whatever, that the reason why we feel like they're underwhelming is there's a couple characters that are going to get added in that we haven't met yet, and I'm wondering if Wonder Man is going to be one of them, because I think that would be very cool to have.
So you know what's funny? Because you were talking about like that you don't think that they're ever going to add the West Coast Avengers to the MCU. Well, Wonder Man is one of the founding members.
I know.
We have
know.
Hawkeye. Wow, I've been thinking about Black Adam so much. Hawkeye. We have Mockingbird in the MCU, and War Machine. I don't know who other members are, but like they could do West Coast Avengers.
They could,
You know.
and we have the characters to do it. I don't know if they'll ever do Great Lake Avengers, because those were like Flat Man, I think, and some weird. It was like hold on, let me look up the name of the characters.
What was it called? Great Lake Avengers.
Great Lakes Avengers.
Great Lake.
Hold on.
I heard of them. Great Lakes Avengers.
Oh, okay.
Let me see what the characters were really quick, because I remember there. It's a lot of like okay, so the members are Mr. Immortal, who they've already basically revealed, Big Bertha, who's basically the Blob, Doorman, Flat Man, and Good Boy. I believe there's a couple other
code
members.
names taken. Good code.
Yeah. But they were trained by Hawkeye and Mockingbird. By the way, Justice for Mockingbird on Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., best version of Mockingbird.
Yes.
I love her.
Oh my god, bestie, you like the same thing that I do. Oh my god.
I love
do
her.
like the
She is also on the Orville, and she's great on that, but I miss her as Mockingbird. So
I do
She
like
is
the theory that
tall,
Hawkeye's wife is black. That code name you said.
Nah, she's Agent 13. That's all we're giving her.
So Flatman is
Mockingbird.
basically, so the funny thing is Flatman is basically Mr. Fantastic, except he has to go flat to stretch. So he's like a piece of paper. It's really funny.
Plastic Man. It sounds like Plastic Man.
By the way,
yeah.
speaking of Plastic Man, the other day I watched it for the Lance. Are you looking up something? Because you look like you're reading something there.
I was looking at something.
He's looking at explicit photos of
If you haven't seen it or not, go watch the clip of Amazo versus the Justice League from one of the more recent films, where Plastic Man is like the clutch person to defeat Amazo. It's great because everybody's fighting him and he's copying everyone's powers. And
But he
Plastic Man
can't copy Plastic Man.
Right. So Plastic Man is like, I think he says in the cartoon, he's like, hurry up before he learns how to copy my powers. Apparently he couldn't do it because he's the material that Amazo is made of. I don't think he could stretch. So Plastic Man was like the clutch person to defeat Amazo, who like crushed everyone.
So I never understood what's the difference between Plastic Man and an elongated man, because they
Not
seem
much.
like the same character.
They're very similar.
That's why they made that joke in season 4. where
Cisco
Barry was
didn't
like-
name them.
Well, that too, but Barry was like even trying to name Ralph.
I think the only distinction between the two of them is that Plastic Man can stretch further, I think. But that's about it. That's all I know.
I saw on if it's accurate that Lego's Justice League Batman 3, Plastic Man can turn into a helicopter or a plane.
Yeah,
Sounds about
Plastic
right.
Man can in some he can turn into like odd objects, and I think they tried to incorporate that into Ralph's storyline.
Was that a train I heard?
Yeah, Hogwarts is coming. Harry Potter's coming to pick me up.
Oh, Ben's going to be on your stream? I didn't know that.
You're a wizard, Lance.
Well,
You're a
it's,
wizard.
it's Ben's birthday today.
Is
Everybody,
that what I was going to say?
Happy
Is,
birthday, Ben.
is he still 12 or is he 13 now?
Oh my god.
oh Jesus, we have to let Paigey decide that. We know Paigey is Ben's dad, so
Oh, okay.
yeah. At least that's what
no,
I
he's
heard.
Ben's daddy.
Oh,
That works too.
that sounds even worse. When you say it like that, it sounds even worse.
But how has everybody's day been so far? Like,
Just working.
Good so far.
Went to two Spirit Halloween stores. Finally found a Kakashi costume, but I was a really small size, and I was like, "Oh, I can try to squeeze into it." Didn't work.
You actually bought it?
Yeah, I spent $50, and they don't do refunds.
Well, of course not, because the Halloween stores are closing. What,
Yeah.
tomorrow?
Spirit of
Tomorrow-
Halloween.
Yeah.
So
So
we're
I took an L.
we don't get a lot of trick or treaters in our neighborhood because we have two churches at the front of the neighborhood and they do trunk or treat. I don't know if
Yeah.
that's so.
Yeah,
Yeah,
a
that's
cool
what
thing.
I'm about to take my kids.
Yeah,
to
so the
a
kids
little
don't have
bit.
to come into the neighborhood. They just walk around the parking lot and go to different cars and stuff like that.
I
I
actually like that idea, the trunk or treat.
It's
I-
easier for parents too. So.
when I was still living in
And there's no
California.
limitations.
When I was still living in California with my parents, no one came because we lived on a hill.
Oh, they didn't want to walk up the hill.
Well, but then eventually they just get their parents to drive them up the hill.
Oh,
So I don't have any candy because
know,
when people come to the door, I'm gonna be
I
like,
would
"Oh."
be more pissed about Stargirl if I didn't already expect it was gonna. I said this even I think I said it just this past Saturday that I wouldn't be surprised either way. Honestly,
Yeah, my reaction is, the.
Oh,
it
and I
didn't surprise
also
me.
have to say I've really been enjoying Smallville so far. I'm like
Oh.
obsessed with it. See,
I
I
guess
even
three
changed.
Dub loves that. I'm
I
sure.
even changed my name here to Blur
No,
Freak.
Oh, you weren't here last week. I was he was banned from the stream until he watched Smallville. What else
And
was it?
Batwoman.
And Batwoman,
Batwoman.
because he still
Yeah.
hasn't finished Batwoman.
It was an alternative to Lance giving me a spanking.
But speaking of which,
Oh,
first of all,
speaking
did anybody see Diddy's Joker costume?
Oh gosh, I
I
saw
did.
the video of him. Apparently, he was fighting with someone too. I saw a video about that. I can't remember who it
Well,
was.
first
but-
of all, that cosplay was freaking amazing. Javicia's video literally broke the internet and my sweat glands. Jesus. And
I tell you what, it really broke my sweat glands yesterday was when I got to the pool scene in Smallville with Lana.
Oh, you're on that episode.
That-
Yeah, and what's funny is as soon as he said something, he's like, "He'll line." I'm like, "Let me guess," and I literally said the episode, the title, and the scene. And he goes, "Yep."
The one thing I was also confused is so they referenced Dr. Wells in Smallville, but I thought he was a
It's not Dr.
original
Wells.
character
It's
to the
Christopher
Flash.
Wells. It's
It's a
a
different-
one-off
it's a different
Oh,
Wells.
okay.
It's
The
just
name
literally a
Dr. Wells
coincidence.
existed before the Flash, so I'm
Yeah.
just putting it
There
out
is
there.
like a lot of Wells. Like Wilson is very bland. There's a lot of Wilsons.
That
I
would
love
make this casting would make so many racists mad. I would love to have Kiki Palmer.
Listen, make all the X-Men like black. All
Did you see her like the photo shoot and everything she did?
Yeah.
Mhm.
Like, dude, it's perfect. I'm like, just give Javicia Storm, give Kiki Rogue, and
I think they still have that stupid contract where they have to wait till 2025 to recast anyone who was already cast in the Fox universe. So it'll be a while.
That episode is ridiculous, though.
it
Which was
is the Nicodemus flower.
Yes. I thought it was Poison Ivy at first.
I corrected him.
No, it's just a freaky flower infected with kryptonite.
I can't wait till you get to season 4, Flash Freak, because there are season 4 is it's the senior year, but that's the one where they go with a lot of ridiculous episodes. Some of them are like, I mean, they even have a character named Jeff Johns in an episode, so look forward to that. Kid you
Okay.
not.
Oh, and another thing, what was good today is so as I think I told Eric this on Twitch. So I had 2 copyright disputes on my channel. One I appealed with Netflix and got released. Then WBTV held theirs, but I just appealed it today, and they released my copyright dispute. So that's
Yeah, I
pretty good.
saw that. Like, I want to like dispute some things, but I just stopped putting clips in my videos.
Well, the reason why I think people don't appeal is they said if you appeal and they upheld it, you can actually get a strike on your channel. So it can actually go further than just a dispute. And I was like, I'll just risk it.
I think you have to appeal it twice before it becomes a strike.
Oh, okay.
I think if you appeal it once and they come back and say, oh, they're holding their copyright, and then you do it a second time, I think then they can give you a strike. I believe that's how it works.
Well, good. I said in the appeal, I'm giving you free advertising.
So here's the thing. When I used to do that all the time, because back in the day before I had a contact at DC TV, which I don't anymore, I did up until like all of this stuff happened.
That is
But
size. I ate them up.
Yeah. I used to email the same person about it, and then they finally put us on like a list, I guess a clear list, so we didn't get flagged anymore. But what I did originally was I went into like Google Docs and I typed up a document explaining what I was doing, and I would just copy and paste that into my appeals, because a lot of times they don't even read it. And if it comes from the same account, they know who it is. So that's what I did.
And
That's
my
because-
Avengers
well-
intro is up.
That pays. I wish I had that type of pull. Maybe one day. Maybe when we're in like the third iteration of DC TV. And
It's a struggle. We had to find the person. Like I think Paige, myself, and Ben all struggled to find the person to contact because it wasn't actually Warner Brothers. It wasn't Warner Brothers. It was a separate company altogether. So
Well, yeah, because when they said copyright owners, they said WBTV, not WBD, which is
Right.
what they are now. So,
the person that I used to contact doesn't even work there anymore. I guess they got rid of that department completely. So,
and the other one was weird too because it said Netflix and was me reacting to Spy Family, but I guess internationally they aired on Netflix, but here it's from a Japanese company, obviously,
copyrights.
'cause
The
it's
copyright
anime.
laws are so antiquated. They really need to redo them.
Yeah, they do.
So, Amethyst, everybody here will vouch for me that Javicia can do no wrong. I've been shared in her Instagram story twice in the last week.
Well,
I've been
Sarah
English,
Wiedenheft, who does the English voice of Power on Chainsaw Man, did like one of my posts. So, just putting that out there.
Mine's is still better. All right.
And
I mean, we're
the
gonna
voice-
talk flex.
the voice actor of Mikasa called me amazing, daring, love, and sugar. So try to beat that.
All right, you have me beat, but it's all right.
I got the monitor to like 4 of my tweets. Lamont McGarrick or something.
Lamonica.
Yeah, Lamonica. I got him to like 4 of my
Is
tweets.
Eric in dark side?
Oh, Paigey, you get an L on your tweet. I think you fixed
Oh
it.
wow!
But you said Stargirl was ending, not canceled, so I'm gonna have to give you a big
It's
L.
technically
Oh.
still
Oh my
ending.
god. It's still technically cancelled.
Do you think Gunn will want his own people around him or use who is already at the company? Do you think hirings will come before the brainstorming?
Yeah, a combination of both. Like, you know,
I think it's a combination of both. I mean, he already has people there, obviously, because well, he's also a filmmaker for Warner Brothers, like and all TV as well. Because I mean, he did Suicide Squad and Peacemaker, so I mean, he has people. But I'm not expecting him to just go poaching from Marvel, if that's what you mean. I'm not expecting that at all.
I mean, the ones who are on the contract, he could. Just saying.
Andy,
He could go poach them.
Andy, you're gonna see a cap floating around your house that says Marvel. Just duck at all times. because,
I didn't say anything that I'm not supposed to say. All I'm saying is that legally speaking, if there is someone who has worked with Marvel Studio who isn't under contract anymore, James Gunn could just, just go and, chat, talk,
no, I did not, Laura, because well, he's confirmed to not be in Black Panther 2.
I'm in Black
Actually.
Panther 2 as the red blue blur.
I'm in Black Panther 2 because I can.
No,
now
that's too
confirm-
many black people. That's too many black people.
Oh Jesus!
Whoa!
I can now confirm that I am the person that's in the Black Panther suit.
Oh, then
I
you got
just-
slim.
I
You got
just have-
slim.
I have a girlish figure in costume.
Ooh.
It was nothing I could do about it, but they gave me the call. They said you kinda look
It reminds me of the time Shaggy and Scooby
my
Doo were in like I think it was Monsters 2, where they were in this beneath the castle and they tried all these potions and the next thing you know Shaggy's and the girls I'm in a chick's
No, Paigey, I'm not Mr. Tumnus.
party.
But I didn't know you were into Chronicles of Narnia. You know,
Wow.
I like the Chronicles of Narnia.
I like the
I
first
watched it
one.
when I was a kid.
I like
So,
what do you-
Paige, are you going for Halloween as a certain? I won't say his name because it will get laser stream blocked. But the certain someone who got Eric locked out of his channel,
Wow.
Wow.
or are you going as Jeffrey Dahmer?
I don't think Paigey's that psychotic.
Unless
I know you talk. He talks about him all the time. So
But
anyway,
I want to show Paigey what I'm supposed to be, but I don't know how to share this photo.
click on present.
There's present and then
Click
there's
up-
share
yeah.
screen.
Okay.
Share screen, yeah, it was right. Okay.
Won't let me click the file.
You
Colin
would have to
Manson-
open it.
I'm
on
surprised
your-
you guys didn't want to talk about the Zac Efron news for Batman sequel being cast as Crazy Quilt.
What?
I haven't
What?
even heard of that.
I didn't. I haven't heard of that.
Oh my god, guys.
Oh,
Listen again to what he said.
I heard Zac Efron. Okay.
Cast as Crazy Quilt in the Batman sequel.
Yeah, y'all, Crazy Quilt didn't sound like a character they would add in that series universe. Come on, y'all.
It actually does.
that reminds me. I did.
Trick or treat, like what the
So Eddie, how do you like get like early access to watch like Titans and stuff like that?
I'm
working.
Greg Berlant. I'm Greg Berlanti's the Zone's son.
you
Oh,
can
Zac
you can reach
Efron.
out to the
Sorry.
studios and request to get that kind of stuff, but it's not easy.
Ooh.
No, it's not easy. That's
I thought it was
used-
because he was twerking.
I used to have early access to some stuff, but like they change it up sometimes and it goes away. Like Netflix for a while was really easy to get early access, and now they've made it more difficult. So
oh.
I can confirm I did the eyes.
This is me. This is me, Paigey. I'm a werewolf, and I will.
I actually
come
thought
to-
you were going to pull up a picture
See,
of Crazy
but
Quilt.
Lance, you didn't. I mean, you didn't even need to really put on any makeup or anything. I mean, you already pretty much looked like him. So
Oh wow!
Why are you slapping our host on his own stream?
Wow.
This is rude.
Are you saying? Are you saying that I look like a
alpha?
that I look like an alpha? Or are you saying that I look like a biracial white male?
an alpha, of course.
All right, just checking. Just
Hey,
checking.
no comment.
Yeah. Don't be messing with those people color like that, Flash Freak. That ain't all right. That ain't all right.
But guys, I have to get going to meet to get these kids so they can get their candy. But yep, today I just wanted to do a quick stream. I know it's Halloween, everybody has their parties they have to get to.
Crazy Quilt.
It's crazy. No wonder you have a girlish figure dressed as a table. Don't
I mean,
don't, wor-
Paige, can you do better? Just say.
don't worry.
Oh,
Don't worry, Paige. I'm gonna have a special shirt on for you Saturday. You're guaranteed to love my shirt this time. He hates all my clothes for something.
If you wear his
Ooh.
logo and he says he hates it, does that mean he hates his logo?
Yes.
you should buy some Paige. You should get some Pagey merch. Does he have any? I don't even know if Pagey has merch.
I don't know.
Is
Eric,
is
we
it-
know
is
what
it- is
Pagey means. So we know what
is-
that name means. I'm gonna get a
Is this a
shirt.
shirt with like an email from you that says, that your stream has been pulled? Because
Oh,
is that what his merchandise is? That's
Yikes.
not slam on. That's not slam. There's a slam on him, not on Eric. Because I'm an
I
Eric
actually have a lot of.
stan.
I have a lot of merch actually still on my Teespring site. The Chalk King is one of
Did
them.
you ever figure out the size of your thingies behind you? The posters?
Oh, I have it wherever I ordered them from. I just have to figure it out. Remind me on Twitter, and I'll let you know.
I
Is it
found a
like the
website
perfect
to
size?
do. I found a website to do my merch. It's the same one Ben uses, but the thing is like there's no tool to make sure it's aligned properly. So
Really?
yeah, I tried to use TeePublic, but they won't let me upload the design that 3Dubs made for my logo for some reason.
Oh,
So I don't know.
Apparently, it's low quality, and I made it as high as I could.
Yeah.
But guys, it's been fun. Little quick stream. Everybody thinks I'm a black elf. It's good.
No, I can
I had
see
the-
the ears.
I had the teeth in at first, but I can't talk with them. They're like really hard to talk with.
Both, I think elf ears, they also point more up. Yours are more like to
They
to
put
the-
like backing up.
yeah. So yeah, I could tell you're a werewolf.
Yeah, I don't feel like putting those in.
what?
What the hell? I swear to God, that's on me. I was thinking of doing
I was
that.
like, "Is Paigey
but-
here?"
Did you just pull a pagey? I mean, what are they gonna do?
She'll blame walk through the
Monetize me
doors.
to unmonetize me?
I was saying you're not even monetized, so it doesn't matter yet.
But yeah, guys, we will be back next Monday.
Hold
normal
on, I
time.
do have one last thing to play if I
Uh-oh.
can get it up.
Oh no, he's gonna try and do it too now.
No,
Okay.
it's not gonna be a song. Hold on, I need to try to do it with my gloves on. All right.
Text.
He has kids that are waiting for candy. Don't
Hold
do this
on,
to the.
it's almost here.
Uh-oh, that sounds gross.
You're gonna
Please
love
think about
this.
the children.
All right, it's most.
Is your service bad?
No, it's hard to type with my gloves. All right, I got it.
Wow. I mean, I don't know what that is because I don't go. Okay. But guys, I will check everybody later. We'll be back at the normal time for the normal length next week. Thanks to Doctor Strange in Evening Wear, Tom Welling, a guy from My Hero Academia, I think,
And mixed
Narnia.
with Naruto.
and mixed with Naruto in a blank box. Thanks, guys.
Hey, it's not totally blank.
But I will check you guys later. Join the after party Saturday. I'm pretty sure more shocking news is coming before.
And
Oh
join
yeah,
the
sure,
midweek
this is gonna
streak on
be a
Wednesday.
week. I'm ready for it.
Yeah. So see you guys later. Let's see how long this thing takes to actually end.
I'm waiting in the box.
ASMR.